Did.
Looks like I'm ready to go.
All right, so it appears that we're ready to go. It says I'm streaming and everything's good on this side. How you doing over there?
Looks good on my side too, Dino.
All right, let's get this party rolling. So, welcome to Digitspin Crypto and Northeast Texas Technologies. I got Chris above me. And you got Dino right here, and we are just spending our Friday evening. So just want to make sure that we're all good. I see a good stream on my side. I think I'm rolling fine. And you said you're rolling fine, right, Chris?
Yeah, looks good, Dino. Looks fine.
All right, awesome. So we're going to be taking any types of questions. Now we're simulcasting. On both channels. We're simulcasting on both channels with Texas. So you can get the stream on his channel. And we're also obviously streaming it here live on Digitspin Crypto. And we're just going to have a little bit of fun. You guys can, who are in the chat, can put in your questions, ask anything that you'd like. And we'll see if we can fit that in and be able to answer those types of questions for you. Now, obviously, we have no script for tonight, so we're just going to talk about all sorts of stuff.
Wing it.
Yeah, we're going to wing it. Electronium, $1, BitTube, and, of course, mining, which is a big part of everything. So,
absolutely.
We're pretty exciting. Yeah. So it's great to have you here, Chris, and great that we were able to get together. I appreciate you spending the Friday night with me instead of going to the movies.
Well, I appreciate the invite to join on live stream. And just for my viewers that may be watching this later or right now, if you've never seen any of Digitspin's content, definitely recommend doing so as soon as we get off here. Tremendous guy, great knowledge, and a heck of a personality. One of the nicer guys I've met on YouTube. So please go check him out.
Appreciate that. And vice versa. I've always admired your voice and the calmness of everything that you present on YouTube, and you're shorter than I thought you'd be.
I am not a tall man. I am not.
Northeast Texas. I'm trying to bring up your YouTube channel. Northeast Texas. Check. This is great. Boy, I think I have to put out technology.
You do. Otherwise, you pull up the Texas colleges.
Yep. I noticed that a few times. So there you go. Northeast Texas Technologies. Awesome stuff. So I got a lot of guys on chat already. I got M-Kid. And let's see. I have this guy Paul who gets on. He did a great job. He was able to score. I had a $Web event, and I was giving away all sorts of coins. And one guy named Paul, I think he cleaned up most of them. So the kid was saying congratulations. I got Sergeant in the Marines over here. And if you have, Chris, if you get anybody on your chat that poses up a question or you're going to give a shout out to, hit those up in a second.
Absolutely.
So I got Sergeant of the Marines here. He's saying a big month for Electronium, and it's on its way in September. Lots of products and services to hit the market. Yeah, we got to talk about what we think may be happening there. And we got Paul. Paul's talking about the BitTube MasterCard. So there's all sorts of good stuff. Everybody else is saying, well, we got M-Kid, Paul, Jonathan Whiskey. Michael's out there. Mike's saying good evening. And we appreciate you, Michael. It's great to see you out there. So, let's start off with Sergeant in the Marines there. He's saying that a big month for Electronium, September. What are you thinking, Chris?
I think it's going to be a big month. Personally, there's certain things that I can say and certain things that I can't. But I definitely think with the instant pay system coming out, I think it's going to be a big month. Obviously, the Electronium community is trying to get on OKEX exchange now, which is a very, very large exchange. Could be a lot of good news in the future. Personally, a lot of the stuff that I care about in the cryptocurrency space is down, along with the rest of the cryptocurrency space. We all know that, but the true believers in the technology, we're here to stay. And I definitely think Electronium, in my personal opinion, is one of those projects that definitely has a lot of potential, and I am a big believer in the project. So as far as September is concerned, no predictions or anything like that, but could be a good month.
Yeah, I'm hoping it. I think crypto in general is going to start to turn around, and if we can start to get some of these test beds put in place for the instant payment and start showing some successes and getting some videos out there, I hope that Electronium does a press release at least and gets it out to CoinDesk and Cointelegraph and all that, because they need to get that good news out there. So absolutely. I'm hoping something like that happens. That's one of my big suggestions. And everybody, and I've been, obviously everybody follows Bitcoin, and they were even talking about the shorts are starting to dwindle and dry up. Everybody's starting to get very bullish. So just that sentiment alone, I think, could turn things around, and we'll see some excitement. So yeah, we're like still at that $7,000 mark, which is a good deal. So this time of the year it gets busier.
Yeah, nice change. I'm glad to see it stick around that 7 mark. Makes everybody feel a little bit better, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So I know you deal with BitTube. I got this guy Paul, who's on my channel, and he's saying that he just watched his video on BitTube MasterCard. And did you put together a video on the BitTube MasterCard yet?
I did, and thanks for taking the time to watch. Yeah, so big news. I guess we can talk about it here on the stream too, if you'd like to, Dino.
Absolutely. Tell us about what you found out.
So basically, BitTube is going to be partnering with a card issuer, a MasterCard card issuer, so that you can spend your Tube coins just like you can with a regular MasterCard at an ATM. It's a debit card. Let me mention that first, but just like ATM, POS, anywhere that you can use MasterCard online, you'll be able to spend your BitTube coins or Tube coins. So
are they tying it to? Are they tying it to your BitTube account? So as you watch and broadcast, you earn coins, and then they're tying it to that.
Well, so I don't have all the specifics on exactly how they're going to monitor or which account you're supposed to keep your coins in. They haven't really released that information yet. But what I can tell you is that currently there is a 5,000 coin stake. And I know when people start talking about staking coins, they kind of get a little apprehensive. I can see you smiling there, Dino. And honestly, knee-jerk reaction, that's generally what most people think. That's what I thought too. But the reason they do that, there's several different reasons, but the one that I want people to focus on is the fact that when you look at supply and demand, if you start holding coins or staking coins, it lowers the overall supply. Generally, what tends to happen in situations where you lower the overall supply, if there's enough demand for it, the price generally goes up. Now, this is not financial advice by any means, but generally that's something that tends to happen when there's less of a supply and more of a demand. Price goes up. So I personally think that's a good idea, and I don't know from a development standpoint. I don't really have an ear to the team, but I believe the reason they did that is something similar, a reason that would incentivize people to invest in the coin and make the price go up. So 5,000 coins, and here's the thing. When the price goes up, they have already stated that the value is going to be about the same. The amount of money that you need to stake is going to be approximately the same. So as the price appreciates on the coin itself, then the amount of stake coins is going to be less. The required stake coins is going to be less. So don't think that, if 2 coins get to $1 or $2, you're going to have 10,000, USD or euros stuck in an account somewhere. They're going to lower the required amount so you can pull that amount out. Now, the other thing, just really quick, I want to talk about is if you decide that you want to take your coins out, basically that takes your position in the card away. So if you decided that you wanted to take those 5,000 coins out, that basically cancels out your ability to use that card anymore. So, you got to take the good with the bad. They're basically giving you a card, no extending no credit, doing anything like that. But the beauty behind this is you're getting to use cryptocurrency for real world things. If I've got how many ever BitTube it takes to buy the latest 4K TV, if that's what I want to buy, hey, I can go do it now with BitTube coins. I think it's a great idea. I think it's going to help them out a lot. Just my personal opinion, Dino.
All right, so it's about $200 worth of BitTube approximately. And and so basically you're pre-funding a card, and they'll give you obviously an instant $200 credit limit because they have your coins.
Yeah, well, so my understanding, and again, so the news release was just today, so I only have the same information that the rest of the general public has. But basically, the account keeps track of the amount of coins that you have in it and the corresponding amount of fiat tied to the exchange that they use. And I may be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's Bittrex. If anybody's in the chat that
yes, it is Bittrex.
Okay,
Bittrex has. I just bought a few coins on Bittrex.
Gotcha. So basically, that's how that works. They keep track of the amount of coins, and then obviously what those coins are worth on the exchange. That's how they know, you've got X amount of quote unquote fiat to spend on whatever you're purchasing.
That makes sense. I bought some BitTube early in the week. I think I paid like 3 cents for them. So I'm already doing all right.
It's a great price. You've already made 25% on your. Yeah. It's great.
You gotta like it. All right, let's see what else we got out here. You have anybody you wanted to do a shout out to on your channel?
Doesn't seem like I've got a whole lot of questions. I've got a couple watchers, but no questions yet.
Okay, not a problem. Then I'll keep going this direction. Okay. Let's see here. We got. Paul's also saying that he says he's now mining BitTube courtesy of his courtesy of your instructional video, and he just subscribed to you. So you picked yourself up a new subscriber, and Paul is well worth the time. Yeah, well worth the time to watch.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's see. We got Michael out there. Michael saying Verus coin and the Verus Genesis mining. Getting a JIT debugging pop-up error when I try to run the simple pool miner. Any ideas? So I've been running the Genesis against Genesis. It's those guys wrote the code, wrote the application, and we're talking about Verus coin. I interviewed them a week or so ago, and so when you download the Genesis application, it's a standalone exe, and you put in your your wallet address, and it'll go directly to the Genesis website, to the Genesis pool, and start mining there. I have not tried to tinker with any of the behind-the-scenes stuff yet to see if I can redirect their front end to somebody else's pool. And I would tend to think that they wrote it in such a fashion that it works for their pool. That's the whole reason why I'm using their front end. So, you know, maybe just run it against the Genesis and let that go forward. Maybe that'll solve your problem. You won't have to deal with that.
Glad you answered that one, Dino.
Yeah, well, I had some experience because I've been running it on, you know, about 4 or 5 machines just to experiment with it. And I think I'm up to like 89 coins or 80 coins, somewhere around there. I'm just letting it run for a little bit. Yeah, and see what happens. The problem is that the Genesis is probably, it's a very small pool in relationship to the environment. It's probably like a 2% of the entire hash rate. So you only get hit maybe 3 to 6 times a day. But there's only 50 miners on there, or 50 folks, so you get a lot of coins when you get hit. It's like a cha-ching, you know, and then all the coins start coming out and you start making some money. So I got another compliment for you here. One of my guys, M-Kid, on the channel, he's saying the entire market is burning to the ground, and yet I feel so comforted by your voice, Chris. That was from M-Kid.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
That's the same thing I always say. I like, whenever I need a comforting voice, I'm going to go listen to Northeast Texas Technologies. These guys, I just listen to them talk. I got Jonathan. What's that?
Go ahead. I said it was the Southern Charm. That's what it is, yeah.
The Southern Texas Charm. We got Jonathan Whiskey. He's saying hello to both of us, and it's kind of good. Let's see here. M-Kid's going, cover up your eyes. Dino's on Coin Market Cap. He doesn't want everybody to see what's going on. I was curious. I don't even know where's ETN these days. Is it today? I mean, I haven't checked today either. Oh, 58 still. It's just sitting there pondering at that 58, waiting for something exciting to happen. And let's take a closer look. So we got a couple of little bumps, but it went back down to that 58 mark. So we're not seeing any excitement yet with Electroneum, but we'll see how that turns out. Electroneum, as we all know, it's going to be something that's going to happen as things go along. It's not something that's going to happen today. All right. Michael wants to know, hey, maybe you know this, Chris. Michael is asking, whatever happened to the video film crew company that was supposed to do a documentary on the instant payment system at Electroneum? Weren't they talking about that they filmed that, or there was some kind of filming going on there at Electroneum headquarters?
Yeah, you know what, Michael? That's a really good question. I remember that specifically. Just a second.
No problem.
Sorry, I was getting feedback there. Hang on just a second. Sorry.
No problem.
All right. For you guys that do not know me, this is probably my 3rd live stream, so most of my stuff is recorded and then edited, so you don't see the mess ups. So please bear with me. But back to Michael. Michael, that's a very good question. I remember that specifically. I have not heard a single thing about it. Have you, Dino?
No, I saw some behind the scenes type of stuff, but I haven't heard about the video yet. I thought I saw something on Telegram with the filming part of it, but I don't know anything further than that. So I guess we're both out of luck on knowing anything more than you do. Sorry, there, Michael. I got the Pulse. Now the Pulse are folks that come on. They're on my show all the time, and they always say, "God bless you." So they're blessing both you and me tonight, Chris. And we appreciate the Pulse, and thank you for the blessings. Yep,
Absolutely.
I need all of them I can get.
Absolutely. Bless you. God bless you.
M Kid's telling us, he goes, this Halloween I'm dressing up as CoinMarketCap altcoin crypto chart. It's the scariest thing you've seen all year. The people that visit my show, I'm sorry, the people that visit my show just make me laugh nonstop. All right, Chris, I got another one for you. We got the big fella. Hey, it's good to see you out there, big fella. We haven't talked to you in a while. Big fella is telling us he's really liking BitTube so far. He says a tip: you can't upload on Brave browser. It has to be Chrome. So anybody out there, Chrome seems to work real well. I haven't tried it on Internet Explorer yet. Have you Chris, in Texas?
Yeah, so thank you for the tip, big fella. I've tried it on other browsers. I have not tried it on Brave, and actually I meant to do that today because I like the Brave browser, but I have not had the opportunity to try. I know, speaking with one of the admins on the BitTube official Telegram chat, he said that other browsers are something that they are working on currently. So hopefully the Brave browser will be one of those that they release first. But as far as they know right now, what works best, if not the only thing that really works right now, is Google Chrome.
And Google Chrome. So if you put it on the Brave browser, it explodes.
I feel like Mr. Bean should follow that up somehow. There he is.
Right, Mr. Bean? Right. Yeah, you never know. So I'm getting crazy. So what are you mining these days, Chris?
Well, at this time, I am mining Graft. I was on Stellite last week, Turtle Coin the week before that. I pretty much stay on the Kryptonite coins, and the reason being is because I am fully geared towards the Kryptonite algorithm.
Wow, you made a lot. Look at this, Graft up 25%. Tell me about what is this?
Graft is for a payment gateway system, Verifone or Vodafone, depending upon what country you're in, I guess. But basically, it's going to be similar to what BitTube is doing, or what they just came out with. But they are trying to, they have already partnered with Verifone, Vodafone, and which is a point of sale system that you can swipe your card and purchase things. But it's going to be specifically for the Graft coin. And they have something very similar, honestly, to the Electroneum patent, where they will accept additional cryptocurrencies on their application. So it's a neat project. I think it's got some legs under it. The team seems like they're competent, and they have a lot of good things going for them.
All right, so what has happened in the last, let's see here, this was August on Friday. So what happened today that made it jump from, from 9/10 of a penny up to a 1.2 cents? That 25%.
I can tell you the last time I was in the chat was about 5 hours ago. So apparently I missed something because there wasn't anything in the chat of any note as of 5 hours ago. So something recent has broken.
Huh. Yeah, it's just been a steady climb all day. And I'm looking at this here. Now, is this a proof of work 7, or is it a Monero Heavy or 7, or is it the original?
Yeah, it's a V7 coin.
It's a V7 coin. Graft V7. So that's a GPU only. You have the Monero, the original Kryptonite. You have the Kryptonite version 7, which they modified to keep the ASICs off, and then you get Kryptonite Heavy, which is also GPU. So it's a GPU-based piece. Huh. Interesting. I was looking at when I was looking at CryptUnit the other day on the show, and I had saw it wasn't Darrow. Let's see what's Electronium doing. 544 coins today. Let's see. There was this one called Newton. So I looked into this. I told the guys I was going to look into it. The reason why I caught my eye is that I could earn 280,000 coins in a day, per day. And I was like, all right, what is this, new or something? I took a look at Newton, and it's 3 months old, and what they're doing is they're trying to finance science and give money. They're donating money to science and experiments and all this other stuff, schools and all that good thing. But the problem is it's got like 190 billion coins or something. It's some god awful amount of coins. So you'd have to divide this number by 10,000. So that's equivalent of making 27 coins a day, theoretically. But if you were comparing it weight to weight to Bitcoin. But I was going to look into it. I'm not sure if I'm going to mine it or not. But what was these other ones that you said you were mining?
So Stellite, they don't
Stellite.
have. Here's so I want to say this, and most of you don't know me. But I'm a very blunt, straightforward individual in real life. And at the same time, there are projects that I work on, I mine, I'm involved with that I don't know if they have quite the potential as some of the other projects out there. I guess that's the nicest way I can put it. But Stellite, it's a proof of work coin. They've got a algorithm. You can see the CN Stellite. It's a little bit different. It is a little bit different algorithm. You can use XMR Stack. You can use Cast XMR, XMR Rig, I believe. But it is a little bit different algo. But one of those same kind of things that you're looking at. You can get nearly. My mining farm will mine almost 100,000 or a little over 100,000 Stellite coins per day. So,
is there any place to sell them?
Trade Ogre, they're on. Good question, and I'm completely unprepared for it. Trade Ogre, and I can't remember. There's 2 or 3 other exchanges that the coin is currently on.
Huh. All right. So Stellite. No, I haven't tried that one. I've picked out a couple that I personally like, and one that I like also a lot. I might try the Newton just for grins and giggles, but the other one that I like is, let's see if I can find it here. We got Darrow, Newton, Bitsum, Loki. That's one that I also mine. I got a couple of machines. I keep maybe 10 GPUs running on it, just a couple, just to let it go through. Because right now, what's happening is Loki is going to be changing from a proof of work to a combination of proof of work and proof of stake. They've upgraded the miners and the software. They did a fork, and sometime September, they're going to take the proof of stake live. So as of right now, you can still snag a full amount of the coins, and then it's going to cut in half for proof of work.
Oh, wow.
So I've been trying to just kind of grab as many as I can afford to without cutting into my my nice hash or some of the other things that I mine. So I've been holding, and these I'm not ever going to sell. I'm going to hold on to them and let the price go back up on them. But if you ever take a look, Loki is usually in the top 5 definitely in the top 10 coins to mine when you're working with AMD GPUs. So, and they've got a really good team that seems to know what they're doing, and they're very professional. So, I like Loki. You might want to give it a try sometime. What else you got going that you mine?
Well, another one that I was mining about 2 weeks ago is Turtle Coin. And it's kind of a community coin, one of those speculative coins. If you're familiar with Doge,
Yep.
it's kind of in similarity to Doge, but for a kryptonite coin or a kryptonote coin. So tons and tons of supply, and I believe right now they're under 1 Satoshi. But I was able to mine several million of them in a very short period of time. So those sit tucked away in my offline wallet, and they'll sit there for, if it gets to 25 or 30 or 60 Satoshi one day, that probably would be a good sell point.
All right, so you can mine, 29,000 of them in a day? Oh, a whole lot of them. Let's see here.
What's the hash rate there?
Yeah, apparently this is probably using the wrong hash rate. It's probably using the hash rate from my ASIC. So I don't know what it is. Did you get in when it was early or something? Is that how you were able to score so many?
I did, and honestly, they're still pretty plentiful. So if you wanted to go get some right now and turn some hashing power to it, may not be a bad thing. But you can see the price. And then
it's got 1 trillion coins.
Right. So it's under 1 Satoshi. As I said, Dogecoin. But I'm going to tell you, you're killing me, Dano. You're killing me.
It's got, what is the purpose of Turtle Coin? I gotta know.
It's Doge. It's a community coin. Right now, honestly, they don't have any solid plans to do anything with the coin. It's just fun cryptocurrency. It's Doge.
Okay. You never know. Let me take a look at the chat. These guys are filling things up left and right on the chat here. It looks like it's gone kind of crazy on me. Let's see here. Paul saying Grafty thinks it's on Cryptopia.
Oh, it is. That is correct. Yes, it's on Cryptopia as well.
All right. Let's see here. I can't get to my back page. They've gone through 3 pages of text, and I can't get to the back one, so I'm just going to have to stay with what's on the screen now. So we got RJ out there. On RJ saying when Electronium price goes up, it'll be similar to XRP last year. So get ready. I sure hope so.
Let's hope so.
It would be nice. But I think he's right, because the news will come out, and I think there'll be a little bit of buzz, especially if they can get it in the media of some way. So, John, I got a question for you here, Chris. Let's see here. We got Jonathan Whiskey. He's asking, how safe is to keep BitTubes in the online wallet on the BitTube station?
Yeah, so that's always a concern, Jonathan. I personally don't care to keep a large percentage of my coins on an exchange or any kind of public wallet that is controlled by a third party. I like to have the keys, I like to have the passwords, but in this circumstance, especially if they're going to stake from your online wallet, there is going to be a percentage of your holdings that you're going to have to stake, and it's going to have to be online. For me, I'm personally going to withdraw a great portion of my coins and leave whatever I feel is an appropriate amount. I don't know what percentage that is now, but I will leave those coins on the online wallet so that I can use them, spend them, do whatever. But that's a very good point. I'm not one that advocates leaving your stuff on an exchange or out on the public domain, because you have no ability, if that exchange closes down or gets hacked or whatever, you have no rebuttal, no recourse. So definitely keep that stuff offline, which it too. They do have their own wallet. I'm not trying to plug my own video here on Dino's channel, but I do have a wallet set up video on my BitTube channel. If you are, if you're wanting to see what that's about, you can go check it out. And I kind of walk through setting up the offline wallet.
All right. So that's handy. Now, didn't I notice on there that there was two-factor authentication?
There is. I have not yet tried that. It's something that, honestly, I don't have a lot of BitTube or Tube coins yet, so that's definitely something that I'm going to try out. I'm all for the additional security layer, so in fact, now that you said that, I might look at that after the stream.
Yeah, do that. I already activated mine.
Oh, good. So is it using Authy or Google Authenticator, or what is it?
Yeah, two-factor, and from a Google two-factor, and
Okay.
the first time you log in on a machine, it asks you for it, but then it didn't ask me again on that machine. So it might just be that one time, or there might be a period of time that it'll stay active. Wanted to say hello to a couple of people I saw up on the show here. We got the Pulse we did already. We got Jay, Virgin. Good to see you out there. I can't get to your text because you guys have put so much out there. But and we got Jacqueline out there. So hello to you, Jacqueline. Great to see you on the show. We got the Candy Girl. Thanks for stopping by. And RJ, and we got Smoked out there. So hello to you guys, and thanks for coming and hang out with us on a Friday evening. We appreciate it, and give you guys a round of applause for attending. So that's cool. So yeah, Paul's saying here that a lot of the small coins are really on the way up there. A lot of them are shooting up. Some of these little weird coins, I guess people are putting time and money into them. They're all kind of making some decent gains. Decent being maybe 8 to 10% on some of them. So that's kind of good.
It's better than the stock market.
Yeah. I figured, if you're trading a few $100s, yeah, there's enough liquidity to trade those back and forth. But if you think you're going to put $100,000 into it, you got another thing coming.
Very true.
So I got Michael here. Michael's asking, what's with the Apple app? It's been on beta for a while now. Now, that's on the testing phase still, isn't it, Chris? Last time I checked, it was still in testing mode.
That's the last thing. That's the last thing I heard as well, Dina. They're still working on it, and I guess whenever they get done, there's been no date as far as I'm aware of, Dino. But as soon as they get done, they'll release it.
Yep. Yeah, I would imagine so. I would tend to think it would be at least 4 weeks of being in a test flight mode, but
At least.
we'll see where it goes out. Yeah, Big Fellow's saying that it would be great for Electronium if the Instant Pay, the Apple app, was a combined announcement together. It would be awesome. Yeah, that would give a lot of excitement. So RJ, he's saying he has a thought. He's saying he thinks Electronium doesn't want to release nothing into the bear market. People got to relax. We all know many exciting things are coming, and releasing the important things in a bear market is dumb. What's your thoughts on that, Chris?
Maybe there's some merit to that. If you think about it, yeah, I think so, Mr. Bean. Honestly, I think it looks like Mr. Bean thinks as well that maybe some merit to that statement. you think that everything is depressing right now, doom and gloom, maybe there's someone on the team that's saying, hey, why don't we just hold off a little bit and see how the market goes? And then at the same time, the other side of the coin, maybe they're just not ready yet.
Right.
I
Right.
don't know.
It could be both, or either. So, but it's an interesting comment. M-Kid, he's saying Loki, it's a low-key project. Not too many people know about it, and I tend to agree. I mentioned it a few times, and there's, as you know, Chris, there's so many coins out there that you can go bananas, and at some point, a lot of these projects are going to just disappear at some point, in some way. That people can't keep working on them for nothing, and if they're trying to do a mass project. But there's that. I mean, market cap has 2,500, 2,800 coins, coin market cap, and there's probably thousands more that aren't even on an exchange yet and shown on this. It's crazy. I hook up on Telegram and I look at the new coin announcements, and there's probably just 50 each month that I see go through on that announcement page. But most of them are junk. But you do find a couple of gems in there every once in a while.
It's true.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, M-Kid saying he agrees with us. He says that any good news right now will just get crushed into FUD. So, that's there's nothing that's gonna change around until the market changes. All right, let's see. What do you think about this? Big fella saying he thinks that the timing is important. He says that he thinks there will be a bull run. Will be this year. What's your thoughts on that, Chris?
Oh, I hope so, big fella. I'm definitely, I'm going to say I'm banking on it, but that would be nice to see, and I'm kind of hoping for the same thing myself. I wish I had better answers.
I don't think you can.
I mean, it's not like the technology isn't there. There's not a lot of good projects out there. Just people, one, they don't know about cryptocurrency. Two, they're scared of it. Three, they've had somebody that got into it, or they have somebody in their family or a friend or something like that that got into it when Bitcoin was 20,000. They lost a whole bunch of money. They didn't hold on to it, and they sold it at a loss. And then you've got all these people that, I've heard about that Bitcoin. My stepfather worked in the banking industry for years. Worked for a big name company. Obviously, I can't name it here. But last time I saw him, he said, "How's that Bitcoin thing working out?" So that's the kind of comments, and it's the general consensus out there of the people that half the people now that have heard about Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space. So I think once we get past that, I think we're going to be primed to do something really good.
I agree with you. How about Monero? Do you mind any of that? I keep, I was doing, I had like 7 GPUs on it. I kind of moved them off and put them onto Loki. But, so I haven't mined any Monero lately. The problem with that is getting you're now in the tail of Monero emissions. So it's just, you're going to get what you're going to get. And,
yes,
it's not like you can. I'd rather take the chance with Loki because right now it's at 13, and I think it went up to 14 cents, and mine maybe a few hundred instead of just mining, one Monero.
That's my thought process. I hope I didn't cut you off there, Dino, but that's my thought process when it comes to mining. And I was a Monero miner, but don't tell anybody, but I sold them all for Electronium. My thought process is very simple. If the coin's 1 cent The likelihood of it going, if Monero is at $100 right now, I don't know what the actual price is, but if it's around the $100 mark, and
110.
the price, okay, 110. If the price triples and goes to $330, the chance of a smaller coin like Electronium going from 1 cent to 5 cents is a lot greater than the possibility of the Monero going from 110 to $330. So mathematically, I think it benefits, at least in my thought process, not financial advice, but my thought process is that you're going to come out, you're going to come out ahead with additional coins under your belt, apart from some of the larger coins that have already made their big stretch, their big run. Just my thought process.
Yeah, I'm with you, and that's the same concept I'm going. I'm trying to grab a lot of the smaller coins because I have a much greater chance of getting hundreds that could turn out to be a much better increase in value of these things. I was looking here too. What was the one that I was looking at? Obviously Tube. I think you and me are both in agreement that we think that Tube is going to do some pretty good things going into the future. I mean, granted, I mean they're going to go through a lot of growing pains as people jump on their system and they have to kind of upgrade it and get their hardware in place and work out all the kinks and bugs. But I think their project, I think, is on the right track. So that's a big thumbs up for me on Tube. You're giving a thumbs up on that?
I do. Again, not financial advice, but I definitely believe that BitTube has a good thing going. And if you look throughout our history, mankind's history, whenever one thing, one entity, one business, whatever, dominates a single market, like a YouTube that we're on right now, generally something that benefits everyone is when some competition comes into the space. So I think they've got a good thing going.
Yeah, all right. I agree with you. 100% there. All right, so let's take a look and see what else we got going on in the chat there. M-Kid saying he thinks that it's Kryptonite Light for the turtle coin. Does that sound right for you? Does that sound right?
It might be. Actually, I can look that up while you're answering other questions, but that sounds correct.
Yeah, that would be a lightweight mining tool, which is kind of nice. Okay, let's see what else we got. So I got Jonathan out there. He says, I know someone who sold everything for turtle coin. She owns 200 million turtle coins.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I'm not sure I would have done that. But I hope that turns out good for Miss Teacup. I hope that turns out well for them. All right.
I hope so. Looks like he. I'm sorry, Dino. It looks like he was correct. It's Turtle Coin is Kryptonite V7 Lite.
There you go, V7 Lite. And in a nutshell, the light mining. Now, are they doing a? They're doing a POW. In other words, they're only sending the minimum amount of information over so that you can process the hash and then send back the result. You don't have to download the whole blockchain. Is that my understanding of that particular function of that algorithm, or is it a just the name of an algorithm and you still have to download everything?
I must have missed the very first part. I'm sorry, Dino. I was actually responding in the chat.
With Turtle Coin, do you have to download the full node where you have to download the whole blockchain, or you can just So they may have changed it. Last time I opened the wallet to sync the wallet,
It had the option to do a local mode as well. I generally do a public node, the full node. It's just my personal preference, but as far as I know, they have that functionality.
All right. So we got RJ. He's asking. He says, "I think that Liquid Exchange is going to be the start and beginning of many great things. Get ready." So, have you did any research into this Liquid Exchange? It's what, 2 different companies that got that combined?
And that is the extent of my knowledge. 2 companies combined, and that's basically all I know about it, Dino.
Right. Yeah, it was two larger exchanges, and I had actually talked about it a few weeks ago, and how they were going to move them together, and Liquid should actually give, and because we were on one of them, we were going to get grandfathered into Liquid, and it's going to have a decent amount of value. So now, according to Paul has done extensive research on Turtlecoin, and he says that most Turtlecoin users have luscious beards, according to their website. They got you.
Heck, man, it's like me driving a Camaro and having a mullet.
That's funny. Michael wants to know what we think of Universe UTNP. I've never heard of that one. Universe. Have you ever came across that?
I have not. My apologies.
Yeah, UNTP. It doesn't seem to show up on CoinMarketCap either, so it's probably something new. Universal Universe. UNI. Are you talking, Michael? Are you talking Universe? Oh. I got Universe, Universal, Universe. Here it is, UNTP. So let's take a look. Right now it's at 0.6 of a penny. And just like every other coin, you see that slide go down. It's like it's the story of every coin this year.
Yeah.
The downward slide. Let's just take a look at the websites for entertainment value here. Let's move the chat out of the way. Universa. Fast transactions, smarter contracts, fully customizable blockchain. Token sale. Oh, I'm not buying no more tokens.
I'm right with you. I want to say I'm burnt out on ICOs right now.
Yeah, 20,000 transactions per second. That's pretty significant, huh? And they supposedly launched their mainnet. It's up at the top. So you'd think they'd get a little bump, but nothing there. So I guess it's just a high-speed environment. I know nothing about it, so I'd have to take a look. Low transaction costs, lighter client for Android. But this is the problem. Is that there's going to be so many coins as a store of value that there's no possible way to get enough money into these things. And a lot of these coins are going to stay under, under that half a penny mode for forever or for a long time. Especially some of these new things that, don't have a background. Electronium's been in the top 50. Electronium's still, just shy of the 100. These other coins, they're going to have a real tough time. In your ranking 307. But that doesn't mean that there's not gains to be made. I just don't know what's going to happen. The competition is too great. It's saturated now, and they're still making more. I don't know what the magic key is. It's going to be something, but
yeah, there's going to have to be a catalyst. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just too much. Okay. Mike wants you to, MKid wants you to try 3-factor authentication.
I'll do it, buddy. I'll do it.
Yeah, you want to know me just goes, yo!
Yo.
Yo! Good to see you out there, you want to know me. M Kid goes, I invested $10 into some altcoins and I single-handedly made 3 of them moon.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, they got. All right, so I got Dose Music out there. It's good to see you, Dose. I haven't talked to you in a while. He says, let's talk ASIC and supply of electronium coins. Gonna take big buying power to go up. We've been going down since we went ASIC. What's your thoughts, Chris, on that comment from our friend Dose Music?
Yeah, well, Dose, there is obviously that is the general direction that the coin has been headed, but just please take note that the rest of the market is not doing well, either. So the general overall direction of the market was, even before the ASICs came onto the scene, I think the general consensus was that the entire market was going down. So I don't know if I would personally blame the ASICs for 100% of the issues, but I do feel like your comment definitely has merit. A lot of the ASIC miners, and I think this is a mindset thing, Dino, but I think a lot of the ASIC miners, most of them, maybe not you, because I know you've got one, but some of these larger farms that have spent, hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy hundreds of these things, they got to make their money. They got to make it back. They got to pay for electricity. So they're more likely to mine the coins and dump them, as opposed to your average GPU guy. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Right, but let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question regarding that. If I go here and I'm looking at the Electronium, right? And if I keep that machine running, it runs about $3 for me to run. That's what, 550, 600 watts. It might not be a total of $3. It might be somewhere around 2. But it's not like they're going to be, depending on where the cost of the electricity is, of course.
Sure.
But yeah, it's not like they're going to be making a ton of money or any at all. I mean, at some point, it doesn't make sense to run it. If you have to sell it to pay your electric costs, you're better off not running them. And hence why I only run a small amount of GPUs, because I can carry the cost of electricity in perpetuity. So to me, it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of getting the coins. But, if you have 1,000 GPUs or, hundreds of ASICs, that's a big electric bill. I've seen, well, the bytes be tripping. The guy pays $20,000 a month in electric.
Yeah, I saw that video too. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you have to sell. And if there's nothing left over, it's cheaper to shut them down, don't you think?
I would say that's the general thought process. I think some of those guys, maybe if I were in that situation, I would be looking at percentages. I'd be looking at electricity really close. I'd be looking at the future potential of the coin. I'd probably be selling a fair portion of them and seeing what kind of percentage of them that I could hold on to. But I would probably be selling most of what I had if I had a large ASIC farm. So I think, that may dump quite a few on the market. And the problem is, Dose, I believe your statement has a lot of validity to it, but I think the problem now is not just that the ASICs are dumping onto the market, but the fact that there's zero demand. Until some of these coins come up with a demand, systems in place to drive the price up, the demand for the asset up, the prices are going to suffer. Yeah, just my opinion.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. But you can't blame the actual ASIC, because whether or not we were mining with GPUs or we're mining with ASICs, it's the same amount of coins being earned. All right? in other words, the reward, whatever it is right now. Last time I checked, it was like 5,000 something every 2 minutes, or it doubled, so it went to 11,000 something. Whether you were mining with an ASIC or a GPU, and we were all doing, you would still be getting those 11,000 coins every 2 minutes. So it's not like the ASICs are creating more coins.
That's a very good point.
Than the GPUs would. The GPUs would be creating the same amount of coins, just using GPUs. So I think though that with the GPUs you had a lot more hodlers, and they could, if they were running 2 GPUs, they could cover the cost of the electric, even if they weren't making anything, and they could keep them. With the ASICs, they are forced the farms are forced to get rid of them, and so I think that's the only difference in my mind, is that those folks that are running large scale ASICs are forced to sell them at whatever they can get for them. And then, of course, if it just gets to a certain point, they'll move it to a different coin, or they may just end up shutting it down.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that's a very good point.
Exactly. So it's not the ASICs that are flooding the market; it just happens to be the owners of the ASICs, because they're more grouped together. It's not spread out amongst a whole bunch of people. Because that's the reason why I have one ASIC. Even if I'm not making money on it, I can afford for $30 to let it run for the month. It's not gonna break me. I can come up with $30. I'll eat some cornflakes for a couple of nights.
I got to tell you something really quick.
Yeah, knock it out.
Music in the background. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been bebopping and bumping my foot the entire thing. It's great. I love it. Great touch.
Yeah, it's just a little paint on the wall for your ears, and it adds a little flavor in the background. I'm on a radio show. I do a segment on cryptocurrencies once a week on a show that I know on the AM channel, and he laughs at me. He goes, Dino. He goes, I showed him some of the productions. He goes, Dino, you look like a bookie I used to know with that hat on. He goes, I'm taking bets. Anybody want $10 on Fluffy Pony? All right. So Jonathan Whiskey wants to know this. He says, when are we going to be live streaming on BitTube? Now, I tested it the other day, and I was all excited. I was like, yeah, I got it running. I wasn't able to get it to work again. I'm running OBS. I'm transmitting in OBS. I don't know if that was the problem. I have no idea if I didn't see any of my videos go to archive afterwards, so I don't know if a live stream just like vaporizes at the end of it. Did you ever find out about that?
I don't believe our contact ever answered the question directly. From my understanding, in the single time that I tried to stream to it, didn't go to an archive. And just to kind of touch on that a little bit, Jonathan, I believe that at this point it may be better if you record and upload the video. So geographically speaking, most of the equipment is in the European hemisphere or the European continent. So they don't really have any assets in South America, North America. So unfortunately at this time, there's a lot of latency and some issues, and they've got a couple bugs with the software that they're trying to work out. But at this point, I would say the safe bet is probably just recording and uploading and letting it do its thing, and then it'll send you a notification once you're done. That way you know that it's on your channel. But if you live stream right now, as soon as you take it off of live stream, as far as what I've seen, it goes away. So maybe that's a feature they're working on, but not quite sure.
So basically, what you're telling me, it's Mr. Meeseeks. Mr. Meeseeks. I don't know if you watch Rick and Morty. It's a cartoon, and it's a little box, and they have the Meeseeks box, and you hit the button on the top of the Meeseeks box, and this little blue guy pops out, and he goes, "Hi, Mr. Meeseeks, can do," and he'll help you. He'll help you do one thing, and when he does the one thing for you, he puffs. He puffs into a puff of smoke and disappears. That's his purpose. That's his purpose. So, yeah, everybody out there, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Northeast Technologies and Digitspin Crypto. We'd appreciate that. Obviously, if you guys, we upload our videos onto BitTube. So if you watch any of the videos on BitTube, you will actually be paid in BitTubes to do that. So keep that in the back of your mind. If you're going to watch us either way, you might want to watch it there and earn some extra BitTubes. Now you got to sign up and put in your information and all that good stuff. But it'll create a wallet for you and it'll make you some BitTubes. It takes a week or so. I think they only pay every once a week, once a month. What was that, Chris, on the watching?
So from what I've seen and what I was told is that it's a rolling 7 days. So in other words, let's say we were watching a video on BitTube right now. It's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the United States. At this time, Friday night next week at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, you would start to see that payment reflected in your account. So it's a rolling 7 days. So whatever you watch now, 7 days later is when it starts to go into your account.
All right. So, make some free crypto by watching. There
Absolutely.
you go. That's an option for you. M-Kid seems to think that he's saying if there's a low trading volume, that means that the market can easily be manipulated. Larger traded volumes, less chance of manipulation. So it seems kind of pretty standard to me. I don't see any problem with that comment. Do you?
Nope, not at all.
All right. Now he's also he's also saying that there's going to be fiat pairing on the liquid exchange, so you'll be able to buy electronium directly with your dollars here in Texas. So that'll be a good thing. That's why I think the liquid exchange is going to do well, and I think Next Exchange is doing something similar too.
Yeah, they are doing PayPal integration as well, which is really neat. You can pair your PayPal account to Next Exchange, and if you want to purchase crypto, you can do that through your PayPal account. I think that's a really cool, neat option.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Liquid, let's see here. So, RJ saying that with the liquid exchange, all the luckiest, or I don't know if he's trying to say luckiest or likeliest markets like Africa will be able to buy electronium from fiat because liquid is a worldwide exchange, so there'll be many markets. So yeah, that'll help them load up their phone with electronium so that they can transfer it. Let's see. So Roderick, we got Roderick out there. He's saying you work to survive. Try not to work 100%. Let's see here. Try to survive, not to hoard. Okay, so you work to survive, not to hoard 100% of your income. Yeah. So obviously at some point you're gonna sell, but as of right now, the object is obviously trying to collect as many of the coins as you can because you don't know which ones are going to be of value later on. But he's saying that sometimes you got to pay your bills, and that's important.
I agree.
So Roderick's saying he thinks that even at 10%, if you make 10% profit, that's a good step and definitely in the right direction. I think that's kind of been my ballpark range. I like to see that hit 10%, and then a lot of times I have sold some coins that I was holding just to get, just to grab that 10%. So
Sure.
I think that's a really good amount to earn in any particular coin trade. M Kid saying that the $20,000 electric bill is what you get for mining with one GPU just in California. That's because they got
sorry for you.
That's because they got no nuclear plants or anything, and they buy all their power from everybody else.
So just to let you know, not to rub anything in here, and obviously there's places with cheaper electric than Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas area that I live in, but my average, I have kind of a fluctuating rate, but my average is about 8 to 9 cents per kilowatt hour.
Wow, that's good. I'm at 11 cents. But it stays at 11 all the time. But yeah, 11 cents, which is not completely out of the question, but it's congratulations to you for only paying 9 cents. So Jonathan Whiskey, he's saying that, and we had talked about this, I think, on Telegram. How about a buyback program where Electronium to support the price this way at the same time? I had saw an article. I posted it on one of the Telegram channels you and I visit, and one of the coins that were buying back some of their coins because they were at a price where they could, grab a bunch of them and keep them for themselves at the moment. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, Dino, I was hoping you'd answer it first, but sure, I'll go ahead. Yeah, I think in certain circumstances, maybe that's a good thing. I don't know if it fits into every business model. I think it's important to note that not every roadmap, not every coin, not every project has the same end goal. So I think it's important to keep an open mind when it comes to any kind of rigidity of your thought process when it comes to, well, other coins are doing it, so maybe we should too. Personally, I think that it can be a good thing for certain coins. Others, I think it would be a horrific disaster, not only from a PR standpoint, but to potential investors, to potential business partnerships that may not be looked on favorably. So again, I think some situations it may be a really good thing. Some others maybe not.
Yep. Yeah, I'll buy everything you just sold. All right. Dose Music said thanks for that feedback from before. Let's see. M-Kid, he's saying that less electronium would defeat the purpose of having enough coins to be used as a currency. So, that's also another viable answer. There's a lot of ways to skin this cat.
Yeah.
So Michael's he's my guy that's always bringing me other coins. He got me into the Verus thing to look at that. I took a quick look at it. Wasn't impressed with the website. Didn't know what I didn't see anything viable there. And then, of course, all the Verus guys came on my website and started to enlighten me on the qualities of Verus. And, we looked into it. And they had something very unique to discover, but it was hidden. But he's always throwing these things out. He was wondering about SafeX. Have you ever came across SafeX?
I have no experience with that coin. No. Do you?
Besides knowing the name, no. So let's see here. We got.
It's so hard. There's so many projects out there, and honestly, there's so many I'd like to take time to look at, but I just don't. There's not enough time in the day to research all these coins.
I agree. There's no way to get near it. But SafeX, they're down 10%. So they're down to just under 2 cents right now. So let's see. We got a max supply. You got that 2 billion total supply and 2 billion max supply. You know, and it looks like the majority, like 2/3 of the coins are already in circulation. So obviously this has got to have been around for a while. It looks like the price has been on an incline. If you take a look at it from its all time, it started off what at 1/100th of a penny, and so whoever invested in this thing has made some good money overall.
Wow.
You know, obviously. Let's take a look at what's going on recently here with everything that's been going down. Yeah, you see these pumps here? So somebody's market manipulating this thing too. You don't get pumps like you see. Oh, let's bring it back here. You don't get pumps like this here, shooting up in the air, way out there. You don't see that unless there's somebody playing games, pump groups or something like that to try to push it up like that. So that's just not normal. Doesn't look like it's happened throughout the year. But I was looking at the all-time here, and the all-time overall is obviously it's had some huge pumps, but overall it seems like it's been working its way up there. So it might be something to look into. Don't know much about it. Let's just do a cursory of the website and see what it looks like. Maybe it has those little wispy things running around. Oh, it's got outer space. So SafeX. 3 reasons to like it. So we'll have to take a look at that. I've heard of it a few times mentioned. Some places that I talked and some people that I talked with, but I've never gotten to a chance. Now it says here, let's see, besides these companies, there's so many merchants who operate their own websites. So this is again, like Michael seems to like these currency coins, not infrastructure coins. He likes a lot of these currency coins. So
everybody's got their thing, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Based on 100,000 safe and token holdings, calculate your potential cryptocurrency gains. I get a little worried when they start talking about how much you can gain and stuff like that, and you'll earn 5% of the price in the form of cryptocurrency every sale that happens on SafeX Marketplace. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Obviously, there's a lot of people that think it has some value. And just looking at the website, we can't talk with any sense of competency.
Sure.
But yeah, I'll add it to my list, Michael. You got me again. So I'm going to check out this graph also, and let's look at SafeX. This one here, the movement of it has me interested to find out what it's all about. So sorry, Michael, I have nothing to add as of right now. Apologize for that. All right. Jonathan Whiskey, it's not recorded. All right, so Jonathan, he agrees. He says it's not recorded when you're on BitTube and you do a live show. It is a it's definitely a Mi6 box and disappears. Let's see what else we got here. We got all sorts of stuff. Mr. Meeseeks. All right, so I finally found a Rick and Morty fan out there, and he goes, Mr. Meeseeks can't improve your golf score. And that was on one of the episodes. One of the guys wanted to improve his golf score, Gary, and he couldn't, and the Meeseeks started getting all frustrated, and so he called another Meeseeks to help him, and next thing you know, there's like 30 or 40 Meeseeks all trying to get this guy to knock two swings off his golf game. And then they realized, instead of doing that, let's just kill Gary, and then we can all, because it's painful for them to exist for a certain period of time, and so they decided to try to off Gary instead of help him fix his golf game. Yeah, if you ever get a chance, you gotta check that out. This is what a Mr. Meeseeks looks like, and They're little blue guys here. Can do. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. But they're little blue guys with an orange, with a little orange hair tuft in the top of their hair. That's what a Meeseeks is. Sorry. Yeah, Rick and Morty is. Whoop! I think you froze up a little bit there. You good? I got a little lag
I think so.
on you.
I can hear you again. Yeah, I can hear you again.
Okay. What was I going to say here? Rick and Morty, the show from Rick and Morty, is probably one of the most clever cartoons I've seen in a long time. It, it's a little rough, but it's quite brilliant. Obviously, it's an adult cartoon, but Paul's telling us here, he's saying that he's a BitTube addict already, and it's only been a week. Hence why I went and bought BitTubes, because I know all you guys think that you were the first on BitTube, but I was on there 2 months ago uploading my stuff, and when it first came out, and playing around with BitTube, and it was pretty cool. But it seems like recently, just about everybody's been goofing with it.
It's that rolling ball or rolling snowball down the hill, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So Michael wants to know, why are the Electronium votes so low on OKX? We won all the important votes a couple of weeks ago, and now people will not turn out for this. I'm not sure about this. I want to start off on this one because I have a couple of things, and I'm sure you do too.
I do, yeah.
First of all, OKX is a good exchange. There's a lot of stuff going on there. There's a lot of volume going on there. The fact to hold a community coin vote to add to the OKX on Telegram, the day one I heard of it, and I was chatting with you on Telegram, I go, this is really going to turn out to be a mess, and I'm not happy about this, because Telegram tweet, everybody can cheat, they bought it, there's no way for them to do it right, and it's so competitive, and these other coins, they'll pay people to do it, and so I knew it was going to turn into a fiasco. Then the problem is that on Telegram, they didn't set themselves up as a super group, or whatever, but they hit 100,000 members. You have to, and here's the thing, you have to vote. When you vote, you got to go down past where you see the blue dots, down to where the buttons are, and you have to click the button for your vote to be activated, and you have to join the Telegram channel, because they correlate the vote to actually being part of the Telegram channel. So if you just vote, it didn't count. And then they had too many people, and they created another Telegram, or what did they move it on to Twitter, or they moved it onto their Facebook page. They've come up with some other thing, and so now you have to go to their Facebook page or whatever it was, and then register there now too for your votes to count. So it's turned into a fiasco, and I'm going to be honest with you.
It's a heck of a marketing trick too, huh?
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. I am concerned if that's how they monitor, if that's how they take care of things. I'm wondering. I'm wondering if they're competent to hold my coins. I think all they've done is really pissed off a lot of people. I mean, may have a lot of subscribers, but this whole process has just been crazy. And a lot of them votes are going to be, I think they even mentioned they're going to take a lot of the votes away because they know a lot of them were cheated. And I'm looking at a couple of the coins, and they have 35,000 Telegram votes. And then I go to their Telegram page, and they have 110 subscribers.
Yeah.
110 subscribers on their official Telegram channel, and they got 35,000 Telegram votes. Right, exactly. This is nonsense. So That's my thoughts. What do you want to add to that?
Honestly, I think you pretty much covered everything that I was going to say. It's kind of a fiasco. I think that they probably should have handled it different, and the fact that they didn't kind of shows a bit of incompetence. I think the fact that they put it on a Telegram chat that was limited by the number of people that could actually join. I don't know if they just didn't think it out or they did, and they were trying, because I don't know if you saw, but they gained like 60,000 members in that chat. Like I said, that's a heck of a marketing tool right there. Not that I agree with it or anything else, but coincidentally, they picked up 60,000 new people. So, yeah, I agree with you, Dino. You didn't say anything that I disagreed with at all.
Yep, I'm with you. Paul wants to know about Phonium, and the fact of the matter is, I know nothing about Phonium, nor do I wish to know anything about Phonium. Not that it's a bad coin, it's just that it's not in my field of view at the moment. But you do want to speak to Michael Gray at 99 cents. He is a big Phonium supporter, and he digs the coin and knows far more than I could even guess at. So he would be the right guy to ask a question. I don't know. Have you done anything with Phonium and looked it up?
Oh no, Dino. I'm pretty much burned out with all the Onium coins. So I have several Onium coins, and I just can't take any more at this time.
All right. Michael has big hopes for SafeX. He thinks it's going to be a pretty big coin. Okay. So King Cajun, hey, good to see you out there, King Cajun. Haven't talked to you in a while. King Cajun says, have you guys seen the new forum the Electronium team released? It's pretty nice. Did you get a chance to log on yet?
I have not logged on. I need to take some time to do so, but I did check the forum out. I looked at it on web and I looked at it on mobile. Yeah, it looks okay. I think it's going to be a good place for people to get on that are involved in the community and supporters of the coin and the project. I think it's going to be a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think even more so, maybe a place of record of all the events and different videos that they feel are valuable. It's a place that people can go and get a lot more information, because right now it is rather scattered all over the place, even though we're large. And I think this is something that should have happened a long time ago for Electronium, so that they could say, hey, you know, check out this video, you want to know more, check out this, you want to learn about mining, go see Chris at Texas, you know, and all these good things. And additionally, now it's searchable through the algorithms for Google. So, because everything that's in Telegram, everything that's talked about and Twitter, you know, it doesn't get searched or, you know, recorded. So it's a big thing that I'm glad it's happening. So let's see here. M-Kid saying, hey Dino, that's where I dropped that $10. I put it all on SafeX. That's why it mooned. Alright, so Jonathan's asking about the OKX voting debacle. We already talked about that.
I like this channel here.
What's that?
It's rather comedy. I like this channel. It's comical. You guys have a good time.
Yeah, we do. These guys make me laugh, and we have a lot of fun. Must be that Apollo coin. Yeah, Apollo is one of those coins that I saw that only had like 120 people on their official channel and had 30,000 votes. Yeah, they were one of them. I think there were a couple of others on the OKX thing. It's craziness, just craziness. So I also the only other, let's get back into some mining stuff here real quick, and then I know we're at an hour, Oh, we're over an hour right now, right? So we're an hour and a half. So we'll probably have to get this closed up because otherwise we're going to be way too long. But as far as the mining, right now I'm just going with the Electronium. I'm doing web dollars. I'm trying out the Verus just for testing. I got a couple of GPUs on Ethereum Classic right now, just to bring in some other means. This way I don't have to keep it on NiceHash, and I have a few on NiceHash, and I like NiceHash just for the fact that I have the conversion into Bitcoin automatically, and it's all ready to fly. So that's kind of nice to see that in place. So hey, is there anything else you want to add? I think an hour and a half. I think we should probably look towards closing it up, but I didn't know if you had anything that we missed tonight.
Yep. So the only other thing that I'm really doing right now is trying to find a website, but it's WebCoin or WebChain. Excuse me. WebChain. WebChain coin, I think, is what you can put in a Google search. WebChain.
Yeah, WebChain coin. WebChain. New CPU mineable. So there's something new you found?
Yep. So it doesn't have a lot of price. It's another one of those coins that doesn't have a huge roadmap in front of it, but it just uses CPU cycles. I've been mining for maybe 3.5 weeks now, and I've got a few thousand coins already, so might be worth a look at if you just got something, computer sitting around that's not doing anything. Maybe throw some CPU cycles at it. Never know. Like I said, it's just something, two computers that I have laying around that literally do nothing, so I turned them on, loaded the miner, and got a few thousand coins of another cryptocurrency.
You're gonna be able to wallpaper your house with all this stuff.
I'm a collector. Let's just say I'm a collector of the finer
the collector. So this is another one of those. This is not even. This one's what, 1.7 billion, right? Coin supply.
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to read it. What is the purpose of this web chain?
There is, like I said, there's not a big roadmap in front of it. It's a newer project. The only reason I even took note of it is because it's a variant of the Kryptonite algorithm, and they were able to fork it and change the algo enough that where GPUs can't get on there. So there's other CPU mineable coins. There's plenty of them out there, but just the fact that a project is so dedicated to keeping ASICs and GPUs off, they seem to have a pretty solid development team. I don't know a whole lot about them, but again, just an initial cryptocurrency to put in my portfolio.
All right, so let's see here. We've got they're on Stocks.exchange and Crex24.
Crex.
I never came across that one. Let's see here.
It's a smaller exchange. There's a couple other Kryptonite coins that call that a home as well. So it's a smaller place. It's kind of like a trade ogre.
Okay. And let's see here. Somebody bought a total of 186,000 of them. It looks like they've traded in the last 24 hours. And as far as BTC, it's not a whole lot. It's like 1/100th of a Bitcoin, and 30% of one Ethereum. So obviously they don't have a lot of people purchasing at this point.
Nope.
All
Not
right.
saying that, again, this is just personally what I'm doing with my free equipment, free time. Definitely don't have any recommendations of going out there and doing it yourself. But if you've got something just lying around and you want to put it to work, here's a project. Can't say that it's going to make you any money or it's worth it, but like I said, got a few thousand of them. It turns into, 60 or 70 Satoshi one day, then, you know, I'll get rid of it. Buy something else.
If you can find someone to buy them. Yeah, you never know. Right now they've got 386 kilohash on the pool. And
yeah, that's a lot.
The network
that's
hash
a lot
rate.
of CPU.
Yeah, and you figure that's there's only 741 kilohash total. So it's basically equivalent to 2 ASICs for the entire hash rate. So yeah, if you want to do something with your CPU, it's just convenient because you don't have to go buy any hardware. So, you know,
Sure.
if you got a machine and you don't have a GPU in it, or you know, you just want to learn how to do something, these are good to learn on and to experiment with, especially if you want to try something new in mining, and you know, you're not sure what to do or how it all works, because it's nice to have, as it's working, to see, oh, I'm actually making some coins, you know, what not they'll turn into anything. It's nice to see, you know, all right, I'm collecting this is working, you know, and you don't have to go buy any new hardware or anything like that. So, you know, it's a good learning at a minimum, something good to learn on. So that's kind of clever. All right, well, let me know how this turns out. Web chain, huh? I'll take a look at it. Yeah, but I'm curious to see how that turns out for you. Anything else that you wanted to add that I forgot?
The only thing that I wanted to add is, unfortunately, it looks like the viewers of my channel were unable to hear audio on your side. So could be a setting on my side, but unfortunately, I just wanted to let my viewers know that hopefully I redirected them over to your channel to watch the stream. Just wanted to apologize to my viewers for the mishap, obviously, on my part. And I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I know. Pretty disappointing.
You gotta, what happens is you gotta hook up a virtual cable that takes the output. Yeah, I think there's a virtual cable that you can get, and it hooks up the output from your TV or from the video card, and it sends it into the processor. I didn't even think of that. You know, maybe we'll try a different way of doing it next time. Maybe we can use Zoom or something, and I'm not sure if that will solve the problem, because if you're using an input of just your microphone, you've got to find a way to do that. So if you could test it when you're doing some audio on the screen, like, you know, a YouTube presentation, and see if the audio gets recorded that way, so you can get the kinks out of it.
Okay.
All right. So sorry about that, guys. Obviously, they may have came over here, and that's why I had a couple of new people, thanks to me having no audio on that side.
Well, the last thing that I'd like to say, Dino, is, one, thank you very much for the invite. I've really enjoyed talking to you and getting to know you the past couple of conversations. Guys, if you are still watching from my channel, please hit that subscribe button on Dino's channel. He's a heck of a guy, and he's got a lot of knowledge. Definitely recommend taking some time to view his videos.
Awesome. I appreciate that. And of course, everybody here, show some love. Stop by Northeast Texas Technologies. He's got some great videos, especially if you want to talk about mining. And I have a feeling that Chris and I will probably do this again, and be able. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and be able to interact with you guys. Everybody's saying great show. They appreciate us for the evening, and we appreciate everyone that participated tonight.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So from Digitspin Crypto and Northeast Technologies, thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.